Alright, you festering sacks of biological waste. Welcome back to the only history lesson where the professor has already given up on humanity. I'm Midnight Meme Historian, and today, we're diving headfirst into the putrid cesspool of ancient hygiene. Brace yourselves, because your ancestors were grosser than you can possibly imagine. And trust me, I've imagined some truly horrifying things. If you thought your roommate was bad, just wait. This is a journey through the dirty secrets of the past that'll make you want to bathe in bleach. Don't go anywhere, because the truth is far nastier than any historical fiction. Let's kick this off with the Romans. Oh, the mighty Romans! Builders of empires, innovators of concrete, and absolute champions of shared filth. Everyone raves about the Roman baths, those architectural marvels of communal relaxation. But here's the reality check, you naive tourist. Those weren't spas. They were biohazards! People would scrape off their dead skin oil and sweat with a Strigil, a curved metal blade, not unlike the tool your dentist uses, but for your whole damn body. And then just leave it there. Sometimes they'd even bottle it up and sell it as medicinal sludge. Imagine Gwyneth Paltrow selling jarred body gunk from a public gym. Is this not exactly how some influencers behave today? Tell me in the comments, who do you think is the best modern comparison for these ancient grifters? And then there were the sponges. Oh, the legendary shared sponges. You heard that right. After doing their business in the public latrines. Which, by the way, were just long stone benches with holes. Number dividers, so you're re-shitting elbow to elbow with a senator discussing his latest tax evasion scheme. They'd grab a sponge on a stick, wipe their nether regions, rinse it in a trough of stagnant water, and put it back for the next guy. Reusable, sustainable, and utterly, stomach-churningly vile. What in the actual hell were they thinking? Here the hero acts in an unusual way. Would you have done the same in their place? Share your point of view below. I mean, seriously, if someone offered you a community sponge after a trip to the toilet, would you take it? No. Then congratulations. You're smarter than most of the Roman Empire. Now, let's talk about the infamous lead pipes. Yeah? The Romans built these incredible aqueducts, bringing fresh water from miles away. Brilliant, right? Except then, they ran that supposedly clean water through miles of lead piping, because, hey, it's shiny and easy to work with. Never mind the neurotoxins slowly leaching into their drinking supply, turning generations of emperors into twitching, paranoid megalomaniac. Makes you wonder if half their conquests were just symptoms of chronic lead poisoning. This is peak innovate first, ask about brain damage later. Thinking, isn't it? It's like Silicon Valley startups today, launching an app that spies on your cat but promises decentralized cheese delivery. It's almost as if they were begging for disease. But wait, there's more historical absurdity. Thanks for sticking around. You disgusting bunch. If you're enjoying this descent into unbelievable history, hit that like button right now. Otherwise, your next shower might just turn into a Roman bath experience. Just kidding. Mostly. Moving on to the glorious Middle Ages, a time period aptly named because it was literally in the middle of nowhere in terms of personal hygiene. Forget the shared sponges. These folks were operating on a no bathing, no problem philosophy. Knights in shining armor. More like knights in stinking armor, marinated in their own sweat and grime for months on end. They believed bathing made you sick, somehow opening your pores to evil humors. Yes, the official medical advice was essentially, don't wash, you'll catch a cold. Or the plague. Either way, just be dirty. Cities were open sewers. People just chucked their chamber pots out the window with a cheerful GARDYLOO, which, in hindsight, was less a warning and more a promise of aerial liquid human waste. Streets were literally rivers of garbage, feces, and dead animals. The smell must have been an experience in itself, a constant, pervasive perfume of death and despair. And you complain about traffic? Imagine dodging flying poop and stepping in a fresh pile of human despair on your morning commute. Honestly, it makes you wonder how the human race even survived this period without spontaneously combusting from sheer filth. This utter disregard for basic sanitation directly fueled the spread of the plague and other lovely medieval filth-borne illnesses. Think about it! They had the intellectual capacity to build cathedrals, invent feudalism, and spend centuries debating how many angels could dance on the head of a pin. But the concept of maybe don't live in your own excrement was just too complex. Don't you think this character, the medieval citizen, behaves like some politicians who prioritize abstract ideology over basic public welfare? Write in the comments who you think is the best comparison. It's almost like they were actively trying to get sick, like an anti-wellness cult obsessed with maximizing disease vectors. And speaking of disease, let's talk about the infamous Black Death. This wasn't some random act of God. It was a 5-star, all-inclusive express tour through Europe, facilitated by appalling ancient hygiene. People didn't know about germs, obviously. They blamed bad air, Jews, witches, planetary alignment. Everything except the literal piles of human and animal waste festering in their living spaces. It was the ultimate blame everyone but yourself historical moment. We see this today, don't we? Every time a celebrity gets canceled for something obvious, and they blame haters instead of their own dumb actions. Here's a historical moment where everyone chose chaos over common sense. What's the modern equivalent? Let me know in the comments. Do you really want to know more about the dirty secrets of the past? Because I'm just getting warmed up. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join the Midnight Meme Historian family. You don't want to miss our next deep dive into humanity's most spectacular failures. Because trust me, there's always a new layer of gross. This isn't just about historical facts. It's about the eternal, unchanging idiocy of mankind. Even beyond Europe, the issues persist. While some cultures had more advanced practices, the fundamental challenges of dealing with large populations and waste were universally Take early urban centers in the Americas. Impressive pyramids, intricate social structures, but still often struggling with large-scale waste management in ways that would make your stomach churn. They tried. They really did. With innovative drainage systems in places like Teotihuacan, but scale often overwhelmed them. It highlights an ambiguous plot detail in human history. The constant struggle between grand ambitions and the mundane reality of human bodily functions. Here the hero acts in an unusual way. Would you have done the same in their place? Share your point of view below. They build a magnificent temple to the sun god, then just casually pee in the corner. Makes you wonder if any civilization is truly capable of cleanliness. And don't even get me started on medical practices. Leeching, bloodletting, trypanning for headaches. They were basically just performing medical procedures that made the patient even sicker. Their understanding of health history was so primitive, they thought a good cough could be cured by a ritual dance with a goat. It's like watching a modern anti-vaxxer convention, only with more actual blood. You think that's too provocative? Good. That's the point. So, you see, your ancestors were grosser than you can possibly imagine. From the shared sponges of Rome to the medieval cesspits, from the mind-numbing effects of lead pipes to the simple, pervasive fact that they just didn't wash. It's a miracle any of us are here. We've gone from literally bathing in communal body fluids to having bidets and hand sanitizer. What a glow up for the human race, right? Or are we just finding new, more insidious ways to be disgusting? Before you go off and scrub yourself raw, let's have a quick opinion battle. Who was the dumbest historical period in terms of hygiene? Vote in the comments. Was it the Romans with their shared sponges and public toilets? Or the medieval Europeans who embraced filth as a lifestyle choice? Or perhaps an earlier, even more primitive culture that didn't even try? Let me know who you think acted the smartest, the most topical, or the most ridiculously in the comments below. This was Midnight Meme Historian, reminding you that while we've learned a few things about not dying from our own waste, humanity still has a long way to go before it's truly clean. If you want more brutal historical autopsies and unbelievable history, make sure you like this video, share it with someone who needs a good scrub, and definitely subscribe to the channel for more revelations about ancient hygiene and all the other dirty secrets history has tried to hide. Stay gross, but maybe not that gross. Catch you next time, you filthy animals.